This man is an absolute demon. Avengers, dead. Galactus, dead. This guy, dead. This thing, see what I did there? Dead. She's dead. His heart's being used as a fireplace. Ultron, dead. Doctor Strange, dead. This guy, dead. Magneto, dead. Silverman, dead. Thanos, he killed Thanos. And what, knockoff Iron Man's gonna stop him? In all seriousness though, this season is pretty good. I haven't got to play it that much since I can't live off spawn for more than 3 seconds, but I also have access to custom matchmaking, so I've gotten to use everything. Now, since I've died off spawn 60 plus games at this point, I've been to every location and fought there countless times. I don't know what it is, but I love prison locations. The prison from chapter 1, the shark, when it was a prison, was my favorite location, and now. The vibes and the way it's laid out is just peak. This place would be perfect, but Epic is addicted to making prisons destroyed. 9 out of 10. Castle Doom looks so freaking awesome. Thankfully, it's not like any of these and is actually fun to fight in. Again, it being huge is because of the Siphon medallion. But let's be honest, it's not that good, plus the pistol's mid. Finally, we have objectively the best, but not my personal favorite, Doomstatted. Doomstead, yeah, feel free to correct me. It has been ages since we've gotten a normal town in game, and they still seem to be the best locations in general. Sure, we had Snooty, Pleasant, and that other one, but they were all designed very differently than a traditional Fortnite town. These two were a lot more vertical, and loot was just kinda eh. Which is my next point. After going from Reload to this map, it's impossible not to notice the loot difference. Now, of course, Reload's loot spawns are higher because you're constantly dying and need to reloot, but even in OG, places like Pleasant and Retail outclass this stuff by miles. If I can go into a decent-sized building, get a shotgun, heals, and a RSMG, that's a bad location. Especially the old medallion spots. It went something like this. Get a terrible gun, kill the boss, get your loadout, and get out. Now that loadout's gone, there's hardly any loot. And if there is, you've got to search the whole location just for a basic AR, pump, and heals. Which, you know, isn't the best if you're contested by, I don't know, more than one person. Marvel chests have been added, so it's kinda better, but not by much. Fortunately, these new locations don't suffer from that, which is where I was going with this. I can land at any one of these places and have a loadout 15 seconds in. That doesn't apply to the rest of the map, though. Doom biome, if that's what we're calling it, really reminds me of Chapter 4, and that taiga biome was pretty gloomy, so it's nice to see the map feeling like Fortnite again. Map is like a solid 7.5. I gotta stop ranking maps so high because how can I give Rect a 4 when the map's an 8? Also, I don't find these maps to be as good as things like this, so if it was strictly off new POIs, 9 out of 10. Map as a whole, 7.5. I thought these mythics would 100% cause another civil war, but personally as someone who hates the cars, I don't mind this. Sure, maybe infinite rockets isn't the best idea, but other than that, these mythics are balanced. Captain America's shield is good defense, but not broken unless you're fighting in a bunker. The jetpack has some tricks that may need it to get vaulted in comp, but without it, there's no mobility, so it is what it is. The War Machine aimbot is more bad for you than it is good, so no problems there. And again, as I just said, make the War Machine's arsenal use rockets, and then we're fine. Increase the amount you can carry, whatever, because it's not like cars where there's nothing you can do. It can be held off by just building. It'll burn your mats, yes, but you could just use armored walls. Doom Mythic, there's only one of them, so it's not that big a deal. I'm talking about these from a comp perspective as to why they could possibly need a nerf, and honestly a majority don't, so if they do end up nerfing it, it'd be weird. Almost if Epic had planned to nerf them regardless. Anyway, the rest of the loot pool.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Starting off, no Stark Rifle, automatically a 7 or lower. If it does get added, then that will change. Next up, the ARs. The burst is cool to have back, but these two.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Like they are the same gun, just one is objectively better. Remember quantity over quality? Swap the combat for the Enforcer or the Nemesis and there. But it only gets worse from here because the Gatekeeper's still in, and then there's the Sovereign Shotgun. Feel free to correct me. Some people think it's broken, others think it's trash, and personally... So I'm fighting this guy with the new shotgun. Hit him once, 30. Twice, 30. Again, 30. Fourth time, 30. Then I get max pumped. I get the whole point of the gun is to ADS, but it's just so clunky and slow. Whose idea was it to make a shotgun which relies on ADSing ADS so slow? If I'm in someone's box, I don't have time to aim in like that when they're spraying me with the new dual SMGs. I mean, I guess there's that attachment, which is a whole other conversation. It hasn't been edited in 5 months, not to mention you have to wait half the game to get access to it. Such wasted potential. It's literally the main thing. Chapter 2 was swimming, Chapter 3 was sliding and this stuff, Chapter 4 was augments, and this was attachments. There's so many cool things they could have done and just didn't. Getting back on track, the last weapon to note is the dual SMGs. And yeah, they're pretty broken at close range, but anywhere else is terrible, so I'd say it's balanced in that regard. Finally, there's like no mobility, but they might be adding back the silver surfboard, so we'll see. As of now, Chapter 2 Season 4's best quality was probably its loot pool. However, this season just doesn't deliver. It's no wrecked, but it's like a 6 out of 10. Content time. The train is back and I didn't notice. Other than, well, attachments, this is probably the biggest disappointment of Chapter 5. It's the same old train from Season 1, a moving hallway. That's all. Medallions got hella nerfed this season, and I'm not that mad at it. The medallion system was flawed to begin with, and it's good that only one of them is really good now. Finally, the Battle Pass. I've heard some people say that it's better than Nexus Wars, and you'd have not to have played that season to think that. Really? 80% of the pass are reskins of some kind. The only two that are unique are Emma Frost and Mysterio. Even then, she's kinda bland, and a gender swap of this guy. They can both turn into diamonds, so yeah. Also, there aren't any big hitters. Sure, there's Doctor Doom, but he's not even out yet. Content is a 7.5-ish, I guess. The train sucks, but other than that, everything else is fine. Now, I like to keep my final ranking low, so it doesn't seem like I'm doing the same thing over again at the end of the season. Final ranking is 7.5 out of 10. This season is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure this supposed Stark update will make the season. But I'm not happy until I get my Stark rifle. Use code WAMBAT or this spider will be in your bed at 3 a.m. Bye-bye.